Hello, mic testing.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Of course, Rigan.
Hello, mic testing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the discussion table where we are gathered this morning to dive deep in the possible outcome of today's game. The narrative is going to be based on our observations and how we can practically think of permitting and computing the interesting phenomena of knowing or not knowing the results. If we are here, we have all grown up learning cricket. And when I use the word learning, it is mostly to shine a bit of light on the undiscovered side, which is aesthetically pleasing and ultimately informative. It has to do with the maths that is inevitably involved, but today we're not going to dive deep into maths, are we? For the first time ever, we are inaugurating this process to find a common ground to submerge, squeeze, and settle down on one finite possibility. We all have favorites to support the different character types we possess. Favoritism is a philosophy. Not about demeaning a slightly different perspective, but to appreciate it at a comparative degree. Saying that, let us all enjoy this conversation and know a bit more about today's competition from the three of us, where we have somewhat similar, somewhat different point of views. Good morning, Amit. Good morning, Lochin. Let us all join us in this conversation where we're discussing today's projections of how we want to conduct ourselves. This is the first time ever we've started a pre-match analysis session. So, Mr. Lochin, first from you, what do you think about today's game? How do you see it?
Morning, Yuvraj, and morning, Amit. It's good to bring you all the live presentation, and this one, the first time we're doing this, the pre-match analysis, as Yuvraj just mentioned. For today's game, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to a tough competition, a game of the final, and hopefully both the teams will rise to the occasion and display the sort of standard of the game that we expect from them, and that will bring us joy to all the audiences in the ground and the teams and the franchises involved, and we will be able to bring uninterrupted and a smooth broadcasting of this game from match analysis until the throughout the game itself, and then hopefully the post-match presentation. So I am hoping for a, fingers crossed, a beautiful day from both perspectives, as a game as well, as a viewer, and as well as the broadcaster.
I'm looking forward for a great match today as well because so far I don't want to go to the teams at this point because we're still discussing about the technical parts. We have come through a long way in NPL Season 3. We had some technical interruptions in the beginning because I have been a witness for those technicality and all those stuffs. We had to go on satellite technology for internet and all those stuffs, and coming from Nugget Beams Park to Beeman Park, it's been a great journey, and thanks to Ramdai and everyone in the technical team. So I believe today will be the uninterrupted one, will be a great match. I believe both of the teams are ready to give us a good piece of cricket as well.
Absolutely. One thing that I'd like to chip in, first things first, that I feel so bad that I missed out. And being a cricketing fan myself, I missed almost all the season, almost all of it. And to be here, it's just a wonderful privilege. I feel so happy, so satisfied, so relaxed that it's good to be home. This is where I first started. This is the same ground where Lochandai, you'd remember 6 years back, when I was firstly introduced to community cricket in Sydney, you were the person who introduced me. You brought me in. And I still remember, vaguely remember, but I still do remember that I took 4 wickets. And I was so proud, so happy because you introduced me. So yeah, this was the ground I started, and I'm so glad that I'm here today. It's a wonderful opportunity, and yes, like Amit said, we are looking forward to a wonderful, wonderful game between these two competitive teams.
Well said, Yuvraj. The memories, they are fresh and very vivid as they would have been those many years ago. But I would say last but not the least, and better late than never, mate. You're here for the final, and we are doing this pre-match analysis. Three of us here. This is the dream team for us. Finally, at the final, in the final, to the occasion, we have been able to get together and bring this live broadcasting to everyone through the digital media. And yeah, I am excited. I look at the journey that we have had, and then in the NPL coming into the final with all of us three together. I'm looking forward to a wonderful day.
I just wanted to talk. So last season, all of us were in the ground in different titles. He was the captain for Piranha, Phoksundo. We both were commentating on the finals. So how does it feel, Lochan, being here and being on the ground in the final game? Is that a shift of pressure? Do you feel a little bit relaxed today, or is it more better being on the ground as a player?
I think you just have to enjoy the both side. You, Raz, you can very well, I think, understand in terms of you have played the game and you have been on the other side of the camera and narrated the story throughout last few years. And for me, Amit, I mean, that's something you, Raz, Amit, and I have shared throughout the series. Is he keeps grinding me back about my history with say Phoksundo and NPL and how do I miss it? You know how badly I miss it being on the other side rather than in the field. I absolutely miss it in terms of that commitment and that excitement, the sheer pressure as well, which actually sometimes brings the best of your games as well. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but struggles. But for this final, this is what I'm looking at, doing a wonderful day of work where we can bring this game live. So more than the game itself, I am here, guys, with you in the commentary. I will be supporting each other, and we will take this game live all day today. That's my perspective for today.
Obviously, Lochan, I have been poking you through all through the tournament in all the matches. So let's talk about Piranha Phoksundo to start with. Yubras, do you have any other ideas, or can we talk about Piranha Phoksundo? I just wanted to take some personal views from Lochan as well.
Yeah, well, just a fresh perspective. I'd like to be very thankful to the organizers first things first because this is something that has never happened before. And it was one of those manifestations for all these players to have thought about playing community cricket and to have uplifted their level so that they could at least get away from their hectic lifestyle. Coming to the ground and expect something out of it. And back in the days, it used to be, yes, players would come, they would occasionally miss out because you would think all these international players coming from different parts of the world coming to a country like Australia where cricket is massive. And they would come with that expectation that they want to play, they want to introduce themselves, they want to harness this energy that's already out there, in forms of so many experienced players, so many good cricketing stadiums and ovals and that sort of stuff. So this manifestation has come into reality, and it's just a better future that we can already project. So it's a wonderful, wonderful prospect of how people, especially youngsters, whenever they would come into Australia, they would think about this. They would think that, yes, there is an opportunity apart from their hectic lifestyle where they can just come in and let themselves loose and be vulnerable as possible, but still at the same time, that's where their strength would lie, the vulnerability, that's where they would outgrow themselves and achieve a milestone which has never been achieved before. I mean, the future is just immense. So yeah, just that thing before diving into a deep perspective of how we want to analyze the game that's that's in front of us today. Talking about points table, talking about how they have shaped themselves, how Piranha has come this far with a winning streak, with winning 5 out of 6 games, and they've been particularly successful. So we'd like to start with Piranha Shey Phoksundo first because, yes, obviously he's been pinching you. That's your ex-team member, but still, if you would like to say, how strong are the chances for Piranha to take this title home today?
Yeah, well, Piranha have done magically well this season, and it's very pleasing being on the other side and watching them do that well. And let me let me assure both of you guys, I've got no guilt feeling in having that soft corner for, say, Phoksundo. I got that privilege to lead the team and be the core of that management for the first 2 years of NPL itself. So I proudly wear that honor. But having said that, that does not bring any kind of unethical biasness in terms of how I will bring this game for our audiences and how we will narrate the story for it. Having said that, yes, Piranha's success and especially winning 5 games in this season out of 6, and even up to last week when they came up to the final, for that last league game that they played, they had rested few players and given opportunities to the one they were in the benches, and they've tested their bench, they have tested their senior players coming and performing it. So say Phoksundo looks prominently prepared, unless there is some nervous jitters in terms of the final and the coveted trophy that you're playing for. Besides that, I think they are well in a good cruising mode, guys.
Yeah, obviously, Piranha say Phoksundo, the journey has always been ups and downs, filled with lots of. I'm sorry, I was talking with the mic off. So yeah, obviously talking about the Piranha say Phoksundo journey, it has always been ups and downs, and since the beginning of our first season, which we played somewhere nearby Parramatta, I am forgetting the name of the ground. The second finale was here, and Piranha say Phoksundo played both of them, and this is the third finale for Piranha say Phoksundo. And Lochan, it might be a poking again, but you won the first one, but lost the second one. So you have been through those emotions and all kinds of game strategies. And even when we're in the commentary, and me and Yubras, we used to say, Lochin can bring the game up from any point of the match. Like if you lose 5 wickets in 40 runs or anything like that, you can get 100 runs in next 5 wickets and like to win the match. So it had been kind of, we compared Lochin near to Dhoni because you didn't wicket keep anyway. Anyways, yeah, but
He was one of the best all-rounders that's
yeah,
in the
one of the
game.
best all-rounders as well. So we know the journey for Piranha Phoksundo has been interesting. That's a good cricket as well.
Well, let's focus. I mean, I'm really privileged that you guys even mentioned Dhoni. I mean, I admire him for his captainship skills and the way he can take the game deep and make those finishes happen like a miracle. But anyways, let's not forget the first season. Yes, of course, I got the opportunity with the great support from Suman, who is still the manager of Phoksundo into the third season. He has been quite successful. We should not forget Suman Gopali there. He has started with all these core teams of the Phoksundo. He was the one who was prominent in making those discussions and decisions in picking these players and making Phoksundo what it is today. And Karandai at the same time has been a great support from the representing the franchise, and he has always given that hand. But for this season, when we come to this, Karandai and Suman brings the legacy, carries on the legacy that we have started together. But I have drifted away a little bit. But then again, Kirtan Dai, when he came as a captain, we should also understand that what he brought into the NPO, he represented a different franchise, but he has been a completely different captain, a completely different performer when he led, say, Phoksundo. So there is a positive there, and I think there is a lot that need to be given the credit to the captain.
Obviously, Kritan himself is a good captain. He has a good captaincy capabilities, and we can see that not the difference in the first, second season and the third season as well. It has been the consistency in the players as well. It didn't feel like they missed a captain that was able to drag them from any point to the win. So Kritan has the same capabilities. And when I was talking in the very first match of Piranha to Kritan as well, I asked him like, "Do you feel did you miss Lochan?" Sorry, but he said no. We're capable of winning, and here we are in the finals. So I think
Absolutely. One more thing, when it comes to Creighton, he's been leading West United for years, numbers of years that he's, and that's why West United is one of the strongest teams in NCA. They have, yes, absolutely. So they have had this successful venture throughout, and it's, I mean, most of the credit goes to Kitten Tamakar for what he has achieved, what he brings to the team. He's been a leader, a wonderful, wonderful leader. So it's just an interesting battle between these two leaders. Now, skipping away from that prospect, we would like to introduce another leader who is Chitiz Busnet. Well, when you talk about biasness, there is a soft corner always for a player who you personally know. Chitiz Busnet for me has been one of those players. I mean, I played with him in Canberra, and he has been a mentor to me. He has always been very supportive of youngsters, and he's always looked forward because I know his mindset. I understand that he's a completely different person. I mean, not completely different. There's always similarities between people. But when you think about it, Kirtan and Chitiz, they're two different leaders, two different aspects that they bring into the game. There's different character types and everything that we already discussed about. So yes, shining that light onto Chitiz and Ray Properties now, shifting away a little bit from Piranha. What do you think are the chances for Ray Properties today? Where do they stand in competing today?
A really good question, and really, in terms of drifting to the next team that is representing the final, Shiti's as a captain, before I dwell on to him and his style of captainship, I would say there is, even statistically, he has got 50% chance of winning this. He's here to play the final. He has brought his team to the final, and he can be, and in few hours' time, we'll know that who he can be on the winning side as well. But when we compare these shots, and I like it, the comparison that you started, Yuvraj, in this comes in terms of the captaincy skill set and the experience that Kritan brings, whereas Chitiz is more about supporting the youngsters as well as carrying the team together in terms of his
Sorry to
strategical.
interrupt. Not neglecting the fact that all of these captains don't support the youngsters. So it's just one of those. You see, there's this minute sort of.
I was just about coming there, Yuvraj,
Yes.
because I would say comparatively, if you look at it like Sarus Pathak or Kirtan Tambrakar, or even when I was there leading, say, Phoksundo, Kirtan, Dai, me, and Sarus Pathak, and even now the Hemant, we have had the experiences of captaining the teams from many, many years, and especially with the NCA, the Nepalese cricket that we played in NSW, we were quite involved in so many years. So Chiti is coming into this arena, and last year when he took over the captaincy of the Gokyo Heroes, he brought that freshness. He brought that
Absolutely.
younghood. Like, that's exactly what I did in the first season, Yuvraj. A lot of us would do not dwell on the fact that I had Kirtan Dai, Ashish Pandey Dai, and Saurabh Pathak. All these three captains were prominently grade A captains who has time and again led the team throughout the NCA. But then I came out with the new ideas. Suman came out with the new ideas because we, as a captain and manager, we came from the grade B background. So we had a fresh new ideas. We wanted to try things, and it worked out. With Chitiz, he did the same thing. He brought in new ideas with him. Like, prominently, he has built his team around the spinning attack, who he is the leader himself. Like we talked about before, me being able to bring the game back was because also I was the man who also had the ball in my hand. So being an all-rounder gives you that luxury that you can always play that role of a captain and lead from the front, which Chitiz has time and again in last 2 years has shown the potential, and he has backed his youngsters as he's young himself. That's another thing. He's young in himself. He's full of that zeal and commitment to turn the game on its head, and he supports, believes equally, because he understands as a youngster how much of a support you needed, and that's what he provides to his team. And with the presence of the player like Nobin Dai and even Prasan Bista being, all around the different standards of the games they have played, a budding youngster like Ayush, as well as somebody who has been such a prevalent player for NSW and even back home as a regional cricket is Sisir Thapa, they're the vice captain. So these bunch of people are really becoming that one gelling team of that short that Chitiz is just. He's a next level captain in terms of it's going to be a very good competition. If I look at this game as Kirtan Dai with his experience and then Chitiz with his expertise and being tactically more smart or maybe more switched on, whereas Kirtan Dai would relax more on his generic convenient strategies of conventional cricketing style, whereas Chitiz will bring the flamboyance of the current new world cricket. So these two coming together, it's going to be a great battle, and and that's why I'm so excited about today's Yuvraj, with you being next to me, and we're bringing this game live to our all the audiences there. Get ready, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. We are bringing you this game live very soon, and this is going to be amazing, Yuvraj. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Most certainly. Great observation. First things first. I mean, I was blown away with your observation skill. At the same time, we cannot disregard the fact that Nirajan Shrestha has been there as a manager for the last 3 years. So his contribution, his expertise, obviously, as we talked about, is immense. It cannot be neglected by any means whatsoever. So Nirajan Shrestha, with his marketing skill, I mean, there's so much that goes into a Nepalese Premier League. It's just more than a Nepalese Cricket Association, which we used to play before. The franchise cricket, it's just a bit upping the game, upping the level that we've already anticipated and already played for. So this fresh perspective that we have brought into this game is what's so wonderful about Nepalese Premier League because I've been an audience for the last 6 weeks. I've just thought about it, and then today coming here and talking about this aspect is mostly to bring forward this wonderful prospect of how this is just a bit more than what we used to play for. So this is what I feel, and we are we are running towards our toss for the game, which would be very crucial. So what do you think Piranha or Ray Properties would be willing to do after they would win the toss? So let's talk about toss for a moment. Let's talk about two or three crucial players who can prove to be one of those vital elements in today's game.
Yes, definitely, Raz. That's a great lead into the conversation for our pre-match analysis. In terms of toss, the weather looks pleasant. There is very slow kind of a breeze, but it's nice. It's a little bit warm, but we expect a nice day for cricket. In terms of wind, it doesn't look like it's going to play much of a role. In terms of when it comes to toss, I think both the teams have been quite vocal in terms of if they have got an opportunity to win the toss, they have chosen to bat most often than not, unless there was a slightly overcast condition or the weather was slightly chilly, where the swing could have impacted anything or bring any changes in the game. But say Phoksundo and Gokyo, both of them has throughout the season, if they have got the opportunity, chosen to bat. And for the final, I would even as a perspective, my perspective as a game, when it comes to a big match, it's always runs on the board is what always gives you that confidence.
That's true. When it comes to
confidence
finals,
to hold that trophy or bring it a little bit more closer, because you can squeeze that fist to grab it. So I would say both the teams would be. It's pretty. I would be quite surprised, Yuvraj, if they chose to field if they win the toss.
Moving on to the next segment. Two crucial players for Piranha and two crucial players for Ray Properties. I mean, I know that there's so many of them, and you can't just name two. It's being very selective. But at the same time, if you were to choose a couple of players from both the teams, who would they be?
Look, say Phoksundo, again, I would say Kirtan Tamrakar and Piyush Gautam. In terms of Kirtan can take the game away in just between few overs in terms of the way he has been batting. And that's going to be the most important wicket. I mean, of course, you just mentioned, Yuvraj, the players are so, qualified, and they've got so much of a potential that even undermining one of them just doesn't feel right. But if I have to pick two, the top performers, they have been throughout the tournament. So Kirtan Tamrakar, he has been amongst the runs, need another 50-odd runs to get into the highest run scorer tally. So he would be looking for that at least 54.
Mind you, he's
on the 12 wickets. He's looking for that highest wicket, winning Anup Oli, who is sitting at 13 at the moment. So in terms of Piyush Gautam, he will also be challenging for that. He is sitting really well on that all-rounder, the best player of the tournament in terms of both bowling and batting and fielding as well. But he would also be keen on that, getting some more wickets, because he sits on close to that number tally as well, 12 wickets.
Absolutely. There's so many things that we could have possibly talked about. But as we can see, a couple of umpires, they've already stepped onto the field. So it's your turn, Mr. Lochin, to go up there and rise the coin up in the air to decide the fate of this ultimate clash. Right,
yes.
Signing off for now from this pre-match analysis, and we'll see you guys very soon. Don't go anywhere. We would be live in about half an hour when the game starts. And today is the day, so keep tuned. Thank you very much.
Check, check, check. होइन गर्ने रे मलाई रामदाले रेडी पार्नु अनि मैले अरू कसैलाई बोलाउनु पर्छ तर जस नेपाली गर्ने भन्ने एनाउन्स गर्छु अनि त्यसपछि अस्ट्रेलियन भन्ने अनि त्यसपछि द्याट्स इट हैन
Rema Ride, Nirpi, come. Let's land him out. The boss.
तर हामी राम्रै कन्ट्रास्टमा हुँदो रहेछौँ नि ब्ल्याक
Peter. Peter and Stuart.
What is your name, buddy?
Riday.
Riday? Nice to meet you. I'm Lucky.
You have to take off the cap, okay, guys? You have to take off the cap.
And Riday, what does your name mean?
Far.
Yes, absolutely correct.
ठिक छ
तर फेरि यहाँबाट बोल्दा आउँछ अब
बोल थाहै छैन अब लाइभ हेर्नु रामले गर्ला
Look at the camera and smile, huh? Whenever that fellow comes around. Or give it a
Peter,
peace or victory.
Come over here. Maybe
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, easy enough.
Come closer.
Sorry, guys.
The speaker of You ready? Oh, that is
Hello and welcome to the pre-match formalities here. Both the teams are ready after the toss for the national anthem, and I've got both the captains and the team and the representatives as well as the umpires in the field. We will start with the Nepalese national anthem followed by the Australian national anthem, and we'll end this program to start the game live very soon. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Best of luck.
Thank you, buddies. Thank you. Good luck, guys. Say Phoksundo. You also answer hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to you to the live broadcast of the final of season 3 NPL between Shey Phoksundo strikers. What a glorious shot, pulled towards the deep square leg area, no protection, and carries all the way for the 6. So we bring you the live final. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Lochan Day. Yes, it's a beautiful day. Could not have expected for a better day than this. It's just wonderful. And that's yet another 6 down to the long off region, which was nicely picked up. So this has been pretty clear, Lochan. This has been pretty clear from Piranha that they want to up the ante against Ray Properties today. And they want to score as quickly as possible. And what do you think? Should this be the approach?
Yuvraj, I've mentioned it even last year, and with the quality of the players that NPL brings in together in terms of all the top star players, stalwarts from their respective teams they play in the NCA and the other tournaments around different state, Canberra and New South Wales. It's just there's plenty of batting, and with the impact rule introduced this season, there is extra batsmen that even the teams can choose to play. So that gives them that flamboyance in the power play and try to capitalize. And who better than somebody like Kritan Tamrakar? We have seen him over the years. He has been impressive, playing nonchalantly, fearlessly over the fielder's head. Doesn't matter. There is a long off there before, and then last shot went for a big 6 there. Full ball again. This is another 6 played slightly towards the wider long off area. Rajan Dangi here continuously making the same error, pitching it full. He is expecting if there is any swing, that's what he would be looking for. UV as a new ball bowler, the ball is new, sign, so you would try to pitch it up to see if there is any swing in the play.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what's hard when you're bowling to a batsman like Kirtan and who is in such a good form. You obviously have a going down leg. That was well. You always have to mix it up with a player like Kirtan. It's you cannot just be predictable. If you're bowling on the same length,
That was the replay there. Ball this time he corrected his line. This one, I think, overcorrected the line there. UV going way towards the leg side. Lucky that it didn't pitch outside the stump for the no ball.
yes, this is what the pressure does to you. I mean, you can see the scorecard. 5 balls into the game, and it's already 21. So Piranha, Shey Phoksundo are off to a flyer. And how good a combination is that? With Sahil missing out, they've got Aman.
Well, Sahil Dai is, I mean, personally, I would say, if I be rational, he's a far better and capable batsman comparatively with Aman. But they do have a first down as Dipu Dai to come in, UV. And Pius there consistently doing very well.
Right, end of the first over. The score is now 21 for none. And they could not have, Piranha, they could not have expected a better start than this. 21, all credit to Kirtan, who has scored 20 out of 6 balls. And we could see one of those innings from Kirtan today, and especially because of this intensity that he brings alongside. And he has been very observant of how Nepalese community has grown up. So Kirtan is in a wonderful state of mind. His framework, his body work, his body positioning and everything, it has just improved over the years, and now we've seen his ultimate sort of strength.
Yeah, and As on the other end with him, the batting partner is Aman, who scored a wonderful. Um, he was close to half century, or I think he scored a half century
Well,
last
now
week.
last game he scored 40 odd runs.
40 odd runs. Okay,
And
yep.
it was a decent move from Kirtan to have introduced all these players who would have already rested, but also refining the touch for already played players. Prashant Bista with the second over. A quick run, a quick single. Could have been tight had the throw been a bit better.
And that's exactly, I think, why Kirtan, as a captain, that is the decision they have done coming into the final, bringing Aman as an opener. How I actually look at it, because there's potential openers in the lineup there for them. I mean, if they really wanted, they have the option that even Dipuda himself, the sort of form he is in, he could have opened with Kirtan, or even going down the order where Prabin Basnet and Laure and a couple of other players who actually Sagar, who is there. He's not present today for the game. He's not in the 11. But these players can actually be the batting partner. But what Kirtan at the moment needs is the sort of form he is. He needs strike. So Aman does exactly what he needs to. Slightly wide delivery.
Yeah, that's very true. And with Prashant Bista, because he brings in one of the most tactical bowlers in this tournament, I would say. Prashant Bista has always been one of those players who'd like his little change-ups, who'd like to. He has a brilliant slower off cutter that's yorked. So he's constantly trying to change the line, which was pretty predictable in last over from Rajan. And Kirtan was playing it so effortlessly. And this over, you